Hi guys, Michael, video number 13, and just want to say hi, and I think there's Rona. Say hi, Rona. Say hi. She knows when I'm going to shoot a new video, so she's always sitting right there. And then my other one, Roxy. Rox. Anyway, she's back here sleeping. So I hope everybody is good. I hope everybody had good couple of weeks. Today's video is going to be a little different because I'm going to be touching on a couple of really controversial issues and I'm going to try to explain slowly so you guys can follow through. I do want to, I saw this quote and it just made so much, it's so simple. This quote is simple. It's just, it's got so much logic to it. And these videos, of course, are my journey on my life with HIV and AIDS, but not necessarily, because when I talk about the things that I do discuss, it's not all about disease. It does not have to, you don't have to have a disease to listen and to learn and to open your mind, like I always say, because if you keep your mind closed, you're never going to learn, especially with new things and things that are out of the norm. So the quote reads, "Be thankful for the hard times, for they have made you." So simple, so true. Because if we went through life perfectly with no obstacles whatsoever, we would never learn. We would end up tripping over our own fucking feet. So thank goodness for things that don't go right, because it only prepares you for later on. You know, when I do these videos, I'm not really prepared in what I'm going to say, and sometimes they come off like that too. And this just popped in my head. I'm going to be 61 next month. I don't think I've been happier being such an age. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I wish I saw a 25-year-old, but the things I've learned in my life that have brought me this far, I don't think I would exchange that. Being young is awesome, but there is no way you can understand life the way a person of my age can, and the wisdom that goes with it. So all these things that happened to me throughout my life, all of them, oh my gosh, they come for a reason. They happen to be for a reason. And as I get older, I realize over and over and over again that it's so true that I've had a lot of mishaps in my life, and I've had a lot of issues and things, but with a positive attitude and, again, keeping my mind open to new things, I have survived. And that's what it's all about, my friends. So, one more time, I don't promote this at all very often, but this is the book I wrote. The Truth Behind a Happy Face. My pen name is Roland Ulrich. That's the author. You can find this on Amazon or Barnes & Noble online. It's not a very expensive book. That is my son-in-law Ryan and my granddaughter Ava. Ava was about 6 hours old there. And anyway, the inside the book, it shows a lot of my hardships. It shows what I went through, mainly about being gay, coming out of the closet. I fucking hate that terminology, but coming out, which I already knew as a young boy, but I didn't know what it was. But all the hardships that went with it during the 70s and the 80s, and then the 90s, the beginning of the 90s were horrible. It's not what it is today, guys. It's so much easier today, but it still carries the stigma. It still carries the stigma. And then later on in life, the book portrays the HIV and AIDS thing, which has another stigma. So I've been fighting stigmas probably my entire fucking life with a smile, because I've won. I pause because I'm happy. I'm really happy that I have beat the battle, basically. And for those that always doubted me, and for those that always shook their heads in disbelief or whatever, I forgive you, because you weren't able to open your minds back in that time frame, and I was. So there you go. Okay, I want to talk about earthing and grounding. Earthing and grounding are the same thing. So try to follow me, okay? Because this is a little confusing. Our Earth, the planet Earth, has magnetics in it, and it's got a magnetic field to it as it spins. So this is nothing new. People that are into holistic or alternative ways have known about grounding for hundreds of years. Again, nothing new about it. But one of the best things you can do for inflammation is spend some time barefoot on the earth. It doesn't matter if it's on the sand, grass, dirt, it doesn't matter. But walk barefoot. Things go on the bottom of your feet. When you put anything there, oils or anything, it goes into your body faster than almost any other place, besides the colon. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But when I do my dog walking during the day, when I as much as I can, I walk around barefoot. It doesn't really work on pavement and concrete, although I have read where people disagree with the concrete. I don't see how that works, but some people say it does. Google earthing and grounding yourself. It's absolutely amazing the things that you'll learn. They make magnetic beds. Something that I do not have at this point, and something that I'm going to try later on. A magnetic bed can cost a lot of money, up to $4,000. But it in theory, and in listening to people that have used it, it does absolutely work, and it would be fantastic. And especially with, I know it works for everybody, even if you do not have an illness, but with HIV and AIDS, especially HIV, it helps bring up the T cells, and so it's a wonderful thing. Also, I don't know this for a fact, but I have this friend that I've been talking to a lot, and he's been explaining to me that some people actually hook themselves up to the ground by way of some type of wire that will connect to your finger or hand and sleep all night, so you get a magnetic charge during the night. So please look that up. It's not stupid, it's not bizarre, because when you read about it, hopefully it'll hit home and you'll understand the real theory of it. One of the next things I want to talk about, well, this is going to be a little touchy. I have spoke to you guys before about coffee enemas, and today I get to explain it. And I'm going to try to be careful in what I say, but you know what? There's not a nice way of talking about a coffee enema. If you've never done an enema, you won't have any clue what I'm talking about. If you have done an enema, the only thing difference is the coffee. So it's actually the Gerson therapy. Dr. Gerson, he was born in 1881, and he's the one that brought the coffee enema into the mainstream, more or less. A lot of people do know about it, and most people don't. So when you talk about it, people will look at you like you're completely crazy. And but I've been doing it for over a year, and there's, again, Google the Gerson therapy. Gerson is the last name, and then therapy, because I cannot remember each word talking to you guys and trying to explain this, but on the coffee itself, I buy the coffee, from Trader Joe's. It does not have to be. It's the cold kind. This is not the hot kind. Any kind of coffee will really work, okay? But they say that making coffee in a coffee pot and then putting it in the refrigerator doesn't work as good as this. So cold coffee, and this is concentrated, so I mix it in parts. Like I'll put one part of this and maybe 6 parts of the other because it's really, really strong. And then I'll show you how I do it in a second. I'm not going to show you physically how I do it. You guys would be shutting off the video. Anyhow, but I'm going to, anyway, I'll get myself in a hole if I keep going. Anyway, you want to make sure it's caffeinated. Do not use decaf because decaf will not stimulate the inside of you the way this is supposed to, okay? Just like decaf doesn't stimulate you when you drink it regularly. The reason why you do this through your anus and not drink it is because when you drink coffee, I'm going to put this down because it's fucking heavy. The reason why you don't put it up your, you can't drink it, is because as you drink coffee, it goes into your stomach, and then all the digestive things that break down foods, it mixes with the coffee, and then it destroys what it's supposed to do. So when you, well, I might as well show you. This is the nice little instrument. Yes, I'm really doing this, okay? And yes, to my 2 beautiful daughters, yes, your dad is showing everyone in the world how to give themselves a coffee enema on YouTube. Okay, so this is the bulb, and this is the extension. Now, you put the coffee in the water in here. You mix it because the one I buy is highly concentrated. When you do insert, I use coconut oil or anything that will lubricate the tip. It makes it a lot easier. And I've been not making, I'm not making light of it. I've been doing this so long now that it's like brushing my teeth, okay? It's really easy for me. Sorry. Oh my gosh, this is bizarre. But it works, guys. When you put the coffee up your butt, and what you want to do is you shove it all the way. Once you shove it all, pull it out. Do not release in your butt because you'll get another shot, okay? Anyhow, okay, so the best method is to leave it in your butt as long as you can. When you first start doing this, you won't be able to. A good 15-20 minutes is where you want to be. But the first couple times you do it, you're going to want to push it out as fast as you fucking can, okay? So you want to put it up your butt, and I do it 3 times in one setting. So I do it 3 times, and that takes me a little bit over an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, and I do it twice a week. There's theories how you can do it a lot more than that if you're seriously ill with cancer. If you're dying of something else, you want to do it every day, sometimes every hour. So, but read about it and it'll explain. Mine is all done through maintenance. I'm just doing maintenance, so that's why I do it twice a week. Okay, so you put it in your butt, it goes in your colon, and your liver, this is the main thing. Your liver draws it to it like a magnet. Your liver is what uses it, and it detoxes your liver through all the medications you've ever had in your life, and all the diseases and all the bad stuff that's floating around in your blood. And let me explain this to you. Your blood flows through your body, through your liver, every 3 minutes. Your entire blood in your body goes through your liver every 3 minutes. So it's constantly filtering. So you want to make sure that liver is clean. It's almost like an air filter for a car or an oil filter. That's what makes more sense. An oil filter for the oil. You have to keep your blood clean. You have to keep your liver clean. The coffee will do that. Why doctors don't tell you this? Who the fuck knows, right? It's too easy, maybe. It makes sense. All of the above. There's so many things that doctors won't tell you. This is one of the things, the reasons why I'm doing these is to help you. It's not to talk bad about doctors. It's to question why the fuck they won't tell you stuff like this. They won't tell you about pH. They won't tell you about eating right. They'll tap on that, but they don't stress on exactly what you should be doing. So I just get disturbed when I talk about that, because it's simple things like this that can save people's lives. It can help you feel good. When you put the coffee up your butt, I'm sorry, but it's so much more energy than drinking it the normal way, because your colon takes it in instantly. So it rejuvenates you. It makes you feel really, really good. It makes you healthy. It cleans out all the crap, no pun intended, but it takes off all the stuff in the lining of your walls up there, and that's where most of the disease lives anyway. So you're just making sure you're clean all the time, huh, Rona? Anyhow, so I do the first 2 enemas now. I hold it in for 20 minutes for the first 2, and the last one, I mean, I got this down so easily that I'll leave it in there for 40 minutes to an hour, and I'll just go on with my business and do work around the house, or work on the computer and study and do things. And so and you can do the same thing once you get used to it. Once you do get used to it, it's awesome. It's awesome. One of the best things I've ever done, and when you read about it, you'll understand why. Okay? I know I laughed. I know but this is serious. This is serious shit, people. It's serious stuff. It absolutely works. It's cheap to do. This bottle of coffee cost me about $8. This will last me 2-3 months, okay? Because you don't do it straight. You dilute it. Okay, let's do a couple pictures real quick. And yes, I'm serious about that. Okay, so this is from the 70s. Last week I showed you pictures of my family from the 60s. This is from the 70s. Oh my gosh. There's me in that orange shirt. I have hair like Barry Gibb. That's my sister sitting next to me, my dad in the middle, my mother Barbara, and my brother Tom. My sister's name's Ginny. And this video has a lot of history on it. It's the day after Thanksgiving, and I believe, and I think I'm almost positive, it was 1977, and we were all hungover, really bad. Every Thanksgiving night at the Glockners, that's our last name, at the Glockners house, we had party. Well, we had parties all the time anyway, but we were fucking hungover. And the photographer came the next morning at like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and we were, it's funny, because I can see it in some of our faces. And it was a great party the night before. But anyway, funnier than hell. This picture, my brother was in photography, and I just got back from a party, and no, I wasn't stoned. I've never done drugs, people. So I wasn't stoned, and I probably was maybe a little drunk, but I don't think so. This is at 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, I think I was 19 or 20. And I walked in the door, and my brother was a photographer, and he had his own studio in the house, and he snapped this picture, and yeah, I was a badass. Well, I looked like it. I was never a badass, okay? Anyway, okay, there's that one. And then we got to throw in a couple motorcycle pictures real quick. This is me on my KTM 620 Motard, and love that bike. That was such an awesome bike. Beautiful. Handled good, fast, all the above. This was one of my favorite bikes ever in the whole world. This is coming down Mount Palomar. That's my 510 Husqvarna SMR. Good times for sure. That bike I used to kiss before I put it away. And then, of course, the loves of my life and the reasons why I do the videos. My 2 beautiful girls. There's Gina in the red and Jessica hanging off the side of the stroller. They're 33 and 32 now. Probably the happiest times of my entire life, right there. All right. Peace, love, chill, all the above. I love you guys. I love doing this for you because I get a lot of response, and I just love helping people. And I'm going to keep this up as long as you guys allow me to. So I have a surprise for the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.